Hello and welcome back to Prescribed History, where today we're going to be having a look at how justified was the bombing of Germany in World War II. Well, if waging a war against Germany in North Africa was one of the alternatives to invading France, and the other was to destroy German morale and its capacity to provide its extensive armed forces by relentless bombing, Germany had used civilian bombing to create terror in Poland in 1939 and in the Low Countries of Belgium and France in 1940. British cities had been the subject of the Blitz after the focus of the Battle of Britain had switched from attacking RAF to the major cities. There was also considerable public pressure to take the war in the same way to Germany. The RAF Bomber Command had been created with a bomber offensive in mind and was eager to show that it could hasten the end of the war by destroying both morale and war capacity. There were some problems. A specialist report in 1942 had indicated that bombing was not effective or precise enough to sustainably damage German industrial production. Also, the Blitz had not destroyed civilian morale in Britain. There was little chance that it would destroy German morale either. So many had supported the Führer before 1939, and this did not weaken. As from 1943, many Germans saw Hitler's supposed genius as the only way from stopping Russia invading and taking a terrible revenge. This has not aged very well. And there were also large ethical objections to killing large numbers of civilians, including women and children. These were voiced by brave objectors such as Bishop Bell of Chichester, I've butchered that pronunciation, when heavy bombing raids initiated by Sir Arthur Harris began in 1942 and continued throughout the war with enthusiastic support of the USA. And Harris deliberately aimed at much of the destruction of German cities as possible by assembling large forces of bombers with incendiary bombs to deliberately create firestorms. There was also considerable loss of life in major cities like Hamburg, the industrial cities of the Ruhr, Berlin, and in February 1945, Dresden. The death toll for this raid on one of Germany's most famous and historic cities was probably about 40,000. Total casualties for the bombing of Britain from 39 to 45 were around 60,000. All in all, between 40,000 and 400,000 and 600,000 Germans died in these bombing raids. A specific look on Dresden. So Dresden was not an obvious military target. Bombing a city which was sheltered in thousands of refugees led to criticism at the time. It remains one of the most controversial acts of the war, despite the heroism of the bomber crews and the heavy losses they endured. And the effectiveness and morality of their work had both been questioned. Churchill himself had doubts about the policy that he enthusiastically supported. So there was lots of backlash towards Churchill. However, he mostly deflected this to Arthur Harris, the leader of the Bomber Command. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you would, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out, and we'll see you next time.